Ohai. Pattaya, the resort in the southeast of Thailand. It is located on east coast of the Gulf of Thailand, approximately in 165 km to the southeast from Bangkok. Is in the province of Chonburi. The population minus 115,840 registered inhabitants. As of 2015. The real population exceeds 500,000 inhabitants. Considering tourists in season peak. So for all 2005 about 4 million tourists are registered. In 2011 during a season the city was visited by about 2 million tourists. Pattaya, the self-coping municipal unit covering areas Naklia, Nongpra and a part of areas Huaya and Nangplele. The city is located in a so-called industrial zone of east coast of Thailand. Conditionally central Pattaya, southern Pattaya, Jamian and Nadzaman is divided into areas Naklia. At the same time the city remains mainly tourist center and the industry is developed poorly. Name. There are two main versions of origin of the name of the city. On the first, the name of the city comes from a name of the King Thaksin who got up with army in this area before a liberating campaign. On the second, the name Pattaya is a reduction of the historical name. The fresh wind coming from designation blowing from the southwest. Subequatorial climate. An average annual minimum minus 24.9 C. With variations from 22 C in December up to 27 C in May, June. The average annual maximum makes 31.2 C. With variations from 30 C in December up to 33 C in April. In the city the damp season which lasts the most part of year is accurately expressed, from March to November inclusive, and accurately we depend on sunlight level. The greatest number of rainfall drops out in May. The first maximum. And in September-October. The second main maximum. In June-August the number of rainfall decreases as the sun recedes further to the northern hemisphere. The dry season lasts from December to February. During it rainfall happens very seldom. Tourism. The popular resort in Thailand in which the numerous types of entertainments demanded by vacationers are concentrated. Practically all coastal strip is occupied by beaches, at the same time water the coast always rather muddy. Infrastructure of placement includes more than 250 hotels and over 400 guest houses. There are two paid aquaparks at Pattaya Park and Santara Grand Mirage, aquapark hotels of Ramayan, the open Kekio type zoo, a tiger zoo of Sirak, Pattaya Dolphins Dolphinarium. In 40 kilometers from the city there is an international airport Utapao, from where it is possible to depart on the island Phuket and the island Samui. Sites. Near the city several zoos, crocodile and elephant farms where various representations with participation of animals constantly are arranged are located. There is an oceanarium of underwater world. To the south from Pattaya there is a botanical garden of Madam Nong Nuch. Directly in the city the park of tiny copies of world sites is located past Siam. There are no considerable historical or architectural sites in the city. From Buddhist temples it is possible to allocate Wat Kray, a big Buddhist temple. On Hill Kratanek, the Wat Chamankran Temple Complex. The Temple of Destiny. On Usnia Street, the Temple of the Truth, the wooden temple under construction on the bank of the Gulf of Thailand, and also a palace and park complex Bangkok. Palace of the Chicken King, which is in a northern part of the city. To the south from Pattaya there is a Wat Yanasangvaramaram temple complex built in 1976. Near Yanasangvaramaram cotton wool, on the Mount Kachichan there is a rock drawing by Buddha. Height of the image of Buddha -109 meters, together with a flower of a lotus on which he sits -130 meters. It was executed in 1996 in honor of anniversary, the 50th anniversary of stay on a throne of the King of Thailand Rama IX. Today this biggest image of Buddha made of gold. Near Ko Kai of Chang there are vineyards Silverleek. Their uniqueness is that grapes usually do not grow in the Thai climate. Also here beautiful landscapes and architecture in the pseudo-Italian style. Popular fishing dock, water skis, paragliding, scuba diving and many other. Near the coast there are islands, including coral, with great beaches and the purest water. The largest of the next, the island Tulang, has the developed infrastructure and net beaches. Directly in the city there are following beaches: Pattaya Beach, Jamian Beach, Nedzaman Beach, Naklia Beach, Kratanak Beach, Vangamat Beach, Palm Beach and Crescentman Beach. The sea in Pattaya is considered dirty and many tourists since morning go to the next island Tulang to swim for a while and sunbathe. Real estate. In 2009-2013 in the city the construction boom, and both objects of tourist infrastructure and private houses, cottage settlements is noted. The most often found advertising, mostly in Russian. Sale or real estate lease. The real estate prices, both under construction and already put in operation, specified in advertising, correspond to a so-called Thai quota that is available only to natural persons having permanent registration in Thailand or to the legal entities having official business in this state, whereas for non-residents of the price is higher on average for 20%. According to the last population census conducted in March 2014 in the territory of vocational administrative education Pattaya, 113,083 persons, including 60940 women and 52143 men, forming 21460 households constantly live. Religion. The most part of the population of the city, Buddhists. 80%. 16% Muslims, 2% Christians, 2% adherents of other faiths. At the same time in the territory of Pattaya there are 13 Buddhist temples, 3 monasteries, 7 mosques and several churches of other religions. There are 2 Orthodox churches, Church of All Saints and the Church of the Intercession of the Most Holy Mother of God. Children get an education in the public and private educational institutions. In Pattaya 2 preschool educational institutions at religious institutions, 1 work at the Buddhist temple, 1 at the mosque. Children get primary and secondary education at 11 public schools of the city. For 2013, according to Department of Education, 14917 school students studied. Besides organizations of secondary vocational education, for example, College of Business Administration, Art Center, College of Design, Business School, work in the city. Medicine. In Pattaya several state and private hospitals are located. From state it is possible to allocate the state hospital No. 1 Banglamang Hospital and newer Pattaya City Hospital. From private hospitals the main are Bangkok Pattaya Hospital, Pattaya Memorial Hospital, L. Pattaya International Hospital. Also in the city there is a set of private cosmetic, diagnostic and dental clinics, the district public centers of health. In the city 484 drugstores, including 22 drugstores of traditional medicine. Free medical care for foreigners is absent. As of 2014 in the city 6806 aged, receiving the social help, 1137, receiving a disability benefit, 242 persons are sick with AIDS. Faring and tourists. Actually, according to the Mayor's office for 2014 can live in the city about 500,000 people, from whom most part are not registered officially. Among them the most part is the residents of Southeast Asia coming on earnings working without the corresponding registration, the citizens of other countries who are illegally living in Pattaya on a permanent basis, and also the tourists who are in the city short term, for example, in transit. The main ethnic group are Thais. There are also Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, Vietnamese, natives of Southeast Asia, Gulf states. Natives of the countries of the former USSR make a considerable share of the population, therefore in Pattaya it is possible to meet institutions with Russian-speaking personnel. Russian-speaking tourists quite often remain in Pattaya. Faring. Buying apartments or houses. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.